Do you believe in jinns? Do you believe in ghosts? But one thing is for sure. Whoever believe in jinns or ghosts, majority of these believers, they know them as scary things. Less people who know these jinns or ghosts in person, and they know them as friendly, and they know them as very good creatures. Today, I'm going to share with you these stories will surprise you, or at least it will put a smile on your face, and they are 100% true. I'm Muzaz Sipra, and welcome to another episode on the Shocking Mystery on the Mirror. This is a true story. This is a family story, and it happened with my grandfather from my mother's side, because we belong to a very religious family, and then my grandfather used to teach kids the Quran, the holy books, and the teaching of Islam. So what happened, there was one boy who completed his studies, who completed his Quranic studies, and when he completed, his father came and he said to my grandfather, I'm so happy, I'm so grateful to you, and I want to give you some gifts. It's like a reward, the token of appreciation. My grandfather, he said, well, thank you so much, it is my pleasure, and I teach the kids, or I teach anybody who wants to learn about Islam or Quran free of cost. It's like a charity. So my reward is in the hand of my creator. He said, this is your greatness, but I will be very happy if you will accept something I want to offer you as a return, as a just gesture of gratitude. So my grandfather, he said, well, if you insist, because in Islam, if somebody wants to gift you something, or if somebody wants to invite you for food or meal, you should accept it. So my grandfather, he said, okay, I accept it. So what is it that you want to give it to me? He said, well, I'm afraid that you will be scared. And now my grandfather, while he was not scared before, then he became alert. And he said, now you want to scare me. He said, no, well, I'm afraid that you will be surprised, you will be shocked when I will tell you something about myself and about my child. So he did something to prove. He said, I am Jinn and this is my son. We've been here for centuries and we've been learning from your grandfathers, and then this is how my child, while you never know that he is Jinn. And my grandfather, he said, okay, this is, you wanted to surprise me? He said, no, there is still more. The actual thing is still there. He said, okay, that, what is that? He said, when you will spread your prayer mat, when you will finish your prayer mat, you will know that. And then he left. As he left, put my grandfather into the state of having so many questions. And he knew already, because he proved it. He did something that I am Jinn and this is my son. He's been studying under your guidance, and he learned all Quran from you. And when you will finish your prayer on your prayer mat, you will know what I'm talking about. So that was a suspense. Now we offer 5 times prayer. So it was the time for the evening prayer as my grandfather, and he said one more thing: do not tell anybody what you will see or what you will experience until I will come tomorrow and I will talk more about it. Now my grandfather, he was quite patient, I guess. He wanted to experience what is going on with him. The time came for the evening prayer, Maghrib. He spread the prayer mat and he stood on it and he started to pray. When he finished the prayer, when he lifted the prayer mat, there was a gold coin. My grandfather, when he finished the prayer, he found this big coin of gold, and he was very surprised. So he kept that gold. He decided to wait for the Jinn, Mr. Jinn, to come and tell him more about it. The next day, that Mr. Jinn, when he came, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. So, you got it? He said, yes, I got it. Tell me about it. What the heck is that? He said, okay, it's very simple. After every prayer you will perform, and whenever you will lift the prayer mat, you will have one gold coin, big one. This is a gift from me. And remember, do not tell anybody. Once you tell anybody, you will not have that coin. And one more thing, when you feel the last stage of your life has approached, your time has come, you can tell one of your son about it and tell him the same what I'm telling you. Do not tell anybody until you find yourself at the end of your life. Then he can tell his son, and it will be endless forever. But once among you, tell without finding yourself that your end time has come, has approached, and you have already shared this secret with somebody that you shouldn't, so you won't have these gold coins anymore. He was actually became very rich. After every prayer, he receives one big gold coin. His time came, he was about to pass away. He told his son, means my grandfather, and he told him that this is a secret given it to you. Do not stop teaching people the Quran and stay on the right path. And after every prayer, when you will finish your prayer, you will have one coin of gold. When he told my grandfather about this secret, my grandfather, he said, okay. Then my grandfather, he passed away. And then when he finished his prayer, he lifted the prayer mat, he got the gold coin. Until his time came, he was about to pass away, he told my grandfather that I saw him in my life. Wow, he was so graceful. When my grandfather, he got this secret from my grandfather, he was shocked. And he was a little bit impatient. And he said, okay, I want to experience this. Not greedy, remember, not greedy, impatient. My grandfather, he passed away. So this secret came to my grandfather. My uncle, my grandfather's son, from my mother's side, my uncle, he used to live in Muscat. He was a doctor and very rich, very amazing personality. My grandma, she wrote him a letter to come back to Pakistan. This is, I think, about 1960s something, 60s, 70s. So he was very rich, and he brought along some vehicles from Muscat to there. Some Russian bikes, they used in the World War II, and then some other vehicle because he loved automobiles. So he came back to Pakistan. When my grandfather, he got this secret, he prayed and he lifted the prayer mat, he got the gold coin. Very big. Now, after 1 month, when he knew that he collected so many coins, what to do with these coins, he told my uncle impatiently, look, this is a secret coming from generation to generation to us. While I'm still alive, I'm going to show you. And my uncle, he was listening very carefully and he said, okay, that's weird. We also know there are so many jinns. They have been learning Quran from us. So I want to see. My grandfather, he opened his drawer and he showed my uncle, and it was filled with the coins, the gold. He said, oh my God, there is a lot of gold. The next prayer, when he offered and he lifted the prayer mat, of course, there was nothing. And then it stopped. Some of the coins, they were with my uncle and with his younger brother. They were living they were living far away from that village in the small town. And there were robberies, some robbers, they collected so many things, including those golds, and took away. And this was the story for today. And if you are a fan of the horror, mysterious, strange, dark, and true crimes, and also the jinns, these kind of stories, please subscribe to your YouTube channel. And if you have your own story, please send it to me to my Instagram, which is uzad.cipra. And as always, please take care of yourself, your surrounding. I'm Uzad Cipra. Until next time.